Fred Hoiberg is getting the Scott Frost treatment by his boss and athletic director, Trev Alberts. Good move or bad move? So this is Fred Hoiberg's third year at Nebraska, and it's his best year. They won 9 games. The other 2, they won just 7. So that's an improvement, right? Well, some people might say, well, they're scheduled and they're slated to finish last in the Big Ten, 14th in the Big Ten yet again. And quickly, I will say, it is the right move by Trev Alberts to bring him back. And it was the right move, I think, to bring Scott Frost back on the football side. With the pay cut and all the other things that happen when you restructure and redo these contracts. Because here's the first thing I'll say, because there's multiple facets to this. First thing, who are you going to find better if you fire Fred Hoiberg? Ain't nobody better than Fred Hoiberg coming to coach basketball at Nebraska. Well, you can say, well, we're in the Big Ten. Yeah, but you have 0 basketball history. Okay, Nebraska has history, a ton in football, a little bit less in baseball, and not a lot in basketball. Like, they have none. In the Big 12, they never really had any great teams since they joined the Big 10. Same old for Nebraska ball. So that's the first thing. The second thing, you're playing in the best conference in the country. Right? You are playing with the best of the best. This is the deepest conference in college basketball. Half the conference is probably going to get into the NCAA tournament, or close to half. So you're playing with really good competition. That shouldn't be an excuse. That should just be saying, hey, you're starting from absolute square one. It's going to take time to build things, and it's going to take time to build things against good competition. There are some slices of hope to take out because, and it's happened fairly recently, back-to-back wins on the road at Penn State. They thumped them, and then a ranked win on the road, Ohio State. So those are things that Nebraska fans, I think, can take right now and push forward. And both of those wins happened after the announcement that Trev Alberts made that he was retaining Fred Hoiberg. Fred Hoiberg is a good coach, right? He won 23 games 4 times at Iowa State. And, he's really, when he came in, you were starting from square one, maybe square -2. A lot of guys left the program. He kind of had to start from scratch. Bryce McGowan has been great this season, averaging 17 points a game. He's a freshman. He's a kid that you can build around at Nebraska. Bring a couple of other pieces in, and we'll see if Fred can do some things, maybe bring in another transfer as well. But this is a tough conference, 1 to play in and 2 recruiting. So we'll see what happens the next few years for Fred Hoiberg. I think it's a good move because if you want to say Trev's hands were tied, I guess. But, you got a guy in Fred Hoiberg that can be a good coach. And I think he's going to be a good coach, but it's going to take time. Don't be surprised in another 3 years if they're only 9th or 10th in the Big Ten. And at that point, don't think that it's a failure, right? Getting Nebraska basketball to a 500 team consistently would be a gigantic victory and a gigantic accomplishment for Fred Hoiberg, right? There's many stats out there. You can look them up. But in Power 6 basketball, this might be the worst program historically, I should say, in that Power 6, Power 5 plus the Big East. So, this is going to take time. It's going to take time to build up good seasons. It's going to take time to build up some momentum. It's not going to get it done in 3 years. And I love what Trev Alberts had to say. I wish there were more athletic directors that said the stuff that Trev Alberts did and the actions as well. He said, Nebraska is a place where we want to support coaches. A lot of times now in college athletics, there's a lot of pressure on a coach. If he doesn't get it done in 2 or 3 years, you're gone. If he doesn't get it done in 3 or 4 years, he's gone. Okay? Patience. Patience sometimes pays off. And I like what he did with Scott Frost. I like what he did, similar thing he did with Fred Hoiberg. I like what he said, where Lincoln is a place where coaches can be supported. It makes you feel better as a head coach. And we're a little bit too quick with a hook, I think, sometimes in college and professional sports. But I want to hear what you guys think. Do you think it was the right move to bring back Fred Hoiberg to Lincoln, Nebraska, or do you think he should have gotten The big old boot by Athletic Director Trev Alberts. Make sure you leave your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe because we got a lot of content coming this week. Big Ten tournament time. Going to have some previews. Going to have my picks. I'm going to fill out a Big Ten tournament bracket. And then we're going to have coverage later on in the week of the semifinals and finals of the Big Ten tournament. So make sure you stay tuned for that. I'm Big Ten Ted, and we will see you in the next video.